and I got the deck done finally. So yeah, let's go ahead and cover the whole thing. My trigger lineup is very awkward in this one. It's very unorthodox, but I base it around depending on the needs of the deck. The deck focuses on modifying your hand mainly and controlling what you have in damage as a kind of bank. You can put things in there and you can just really store things away and use them to modify your deck according to the situation. It's a very adaptive deck. It takes a lot of skill to use, but it's very rewarding if you know how to use it. So let's start off with the trigger lineup. For heal, they're like Lozenge Magus copies. They go right back to the deck. It makes the deck very defensive and just so sacky because you can recycle those triggers. In most matches, I at least heal like about 6 times. It makes it very hard for my opponent to finish me off. 3 draws. The deck does need a little bit more speed than it usually has. That's why I have 3 draws along with Armros to speed up the deck and get my pieces in. Because when it comes to field presence, they're very weak units, and it's pretty hard to maintain it. Then we have 7 critical, because the deck needs that aggro push. They're defensive, but they need to be able to finish off the opponent quickly. And criticals always do that. 2 stand. Now I'm not running this for the stand factor, but I'm running this because it's another Nasiel. I'm running 2 of these simply because I don't want to overload on the stands, but it's also a very good utility card. It negs me 1, but it's for those desperate parts. Just for the desperate plays when I really need something like a Null Guard or something else for my damage zone. And it's also a nice 10k shield. Now for my grade 1 lineup, for Bethnel, just generic basic boost, very good. My Vanguard backers, 1 Lightning Charger and 1 Clutch Rifle. Eventually I'll change this to 1 more Clutch Rifle, because Clutch Rifle has been testing way better than Lightning Charger. Lightning Charger, this is kind of a balance thing. I usually have Clutch Rifle behind my Vanguard, which is mostly Kyriel, and if I have another Kyriel in hand, I usually call her out with my Lightning Charger and have just another nice beater with Geniel on the other side with a Bethno. So the decks can be very aggressive with a grade 3 lineup, but everything else should be used to be a shield. Then we also have 4 Battle Cupid Nasiel, just a very, very good card. It's really unorthodox to use, very weird. Unlike the other ones, you have to guard with her to use her effect, and then you call it to the Guardian Circle, and then you start your swap, and then voila. Very good for those last-ditch opportunities. For example, let's say your opponent's hitting with a 10, and you have, let's say 2 cards. One of them is a grade 3, the other one, is another grade 3. You can't take one more shot. You can use this Nasiel, guard, grab a Null Guard, swap out the grade 3, and there you go. You can save yourself for another attack. It requires careful thinking and careful planning, but it's just a very good card overall. Now our grade 2 lineup, we have 4 Barbiel, just generic 10k beat grade 2. Then we have 3 Love Machine Gun Nasiel. Standard effect, when you call her, you start the swap. Very good, but very weak. There's some combo you can do with this, and I'll make a combo video right after because this deck is very, very combo oriented and very technical. But like I said, when you learn how to do those combos, it's extremely rewarding. And then we have 4 core memory Armros. Now, why 4? This card takes up so much counterblast. Why would I want 4? Well, for one, the deck doesn't really counterblast that much. The only cards that honestly counterblast are my starter, Armros, and Kyriel, and that's about it. Also, another thing to consider is the Nasiel series, which I'm running 9 Nasiels in total. They unflip damage, so I have 9 opportunities in the entire game to unflip damage. It won't last that long, but it's just nice to have. So Armros is almost always live. It's just a very good card to combo with, and most of my combos do center around Armros. So you guys will see that in a little bit. Then for our starter, we have Thermometer Angel, just the generic, grade 3 searcher. When you ride over her, she becomes a booster, and then you can counterblast 1, check at the top 5 cards, and grab a grade 3. I believe she's better than the other series because she gets fodder. The grade 3s that I have extra, those are basically fodder for the swaps, and most of the times I can modify my damage to be just a bunch of grade 3s in there. But she's a great fodder catcher, and also just good for grabbing that grade 3 if you need it for the ride. But mainly she's used to kind of feed the Nasiels. Then we have for Geniel. People are always arguing that Geniel is worse than Pulse Wave, but I have to disagree. Simply because, watch, Pulse Wave is a 10k that gains 2,000 when it's boosted, alright? For one, Angel Feathers don't have that much of a good field presence, and Pulse Wave, she's a 10k by herself. Yes, you can hit 20 to the rearguard and the vanguard, but, usually when you're attacking the rearguard, people don't guard that much. Genny, on the other hand, he can actually hit things by himself. For example, he's a 12 whenever he swings at the Vanguard. So he's a normal 10 when he hits the rear guards, but if you're going for Reserve Vermilion, he will still hit. Whereas Pulse Wave, you'll have to commit another card to be able to hit. So it does allow me to be more conservative. And overall, I just prefer this guy because, for one, he's a rare. I like my foilies. And he does hit everything that pretty much meets the board. So, very good card overall. Then finally, we have the Piece de Resistance. My favorite card, Curiel, aka Big Booby Bitch. Curiel is the key to the entire deck. Very, very good. Basically, when you call her out, you counterblast 1, choose a face-up damage, call your damage, and then you call it. So it's a +1, and then you grab a card from the top of your deck, and you call that as damage, and you put it face down. So with her, you need careful planning with your Naciel's to set up the cards that you want, and you can combo her very easily with Naciel. But what makes her very good is that she's an attacking limit breaker, which means when you have 4 more damage, which is what you need to do in this deck, she gains 5,000 when she attacks. So she's a very, very big beater. She can be up to 26, backed up by a Lightning Charger. Just a very good card overall. It's kind of like the Amaterasu of the Angel Feathers. You want to use her in almost any deck that you can. So yeah, that's about it for the deck profile, guys. I'll have a combo video right after this showing you some of the basic combos you can do with the deck, and some of the more advanced things you can do with the deck. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to me, Asian Trigger, who's Aranya, okay, and to Pula 10,100. Alright, later guys.
Thank you, Fatal Trigger, for that explanation of Angel Feathers.
Alright, no problem. Thank you.